Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the 3-Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, your host, and I love horror movies. In fact, I watch the bad movies so that you don't have to. You're welcome. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Mask Maker from 2011. Let me ask you a question, and you can answer it down in the comments. If you happened across a spear sticking out of the ground in your travels, would you pull it out? I know I wouldn't.
Nope.
This movie was directed by Griff First. He's been an actor in a lot of things, and you've probably seen him before. But let's forget all that, because he's also directed a crap ton of shark movies for the Sci-Fi Network with his brother Nathan as the Brothers First. Mask Maker is streaming here in Canada on Cineverse, Plex, Hoopla, and Tubi. A young college couple buys an old home in the woods, and the place is a real fixer-upper. Evan has bought it as a birthday present for his partner Jennifer. Evan finds a spear covered in runic markings stuck in the ground after a run-in with an electrical worker who is there to turn on the power, and who also kind of drops crazy sexual innuendos on him.
One of them sensitive boys, ain't you?
Evan makes the same mistake people in all sorts of horror films make, and he pulls the spear out of the ground. Ground spears are there for a reason, friends. Haiku Time. A spear in the ground. Its presence, a mystery. Leave that shit alone. This was Haiku Time. Thank you very much. We meet the locals. Michael Berryman from The Hills Have Eyes runs the hardware store, and he welcomes the kids to town. The local butcher, played by Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's, warns the kids not to go digging in the yard. That's followed immediately by a flashback of him running from some sort of monster man covered in bandages with the ground spear. Later that day, Jennifer's friends arrive at the new domicile to celebrate her birthday, and when Evan goes to show his friends where he found his cool ground spear, they find a bunch of dug-up earth. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. The bad guy in this movie steals people's faces. Spoilers, I guess.
Bruh.
But here are some other movies that fall into the face-stealing subgenre, and some are better than others. Veronica from 2019, featuring the Face Ripper stripper. She's a stripper and a face ripper, and Glenn Danzig created her. Enough said? Hellraiser from 1987. Uncle Frank wears his brother's face, and the rest of his skin too, while he's trying to escape the Cenobites from hell. The Silence of the Lambs from 1991. Hannibal Lecter steals a guy's face and wears it to escape from prison. Yucky. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. Leatherface is probably one of the most famous and menacing face stealers out there. He's had lots of different names. Sawyer, Junior, Thomas Brown Hewitt, Jed, and didn't someone call him Bubba in one of those movies too? Anyways, he's very loosely based on real-life figure Ed Gein, and he's my favorite face stealer.
Wow.
Yes, the monster man from the flashback has been reborn, and this man, wrapped in bloody bandages, kills the couple's friends and anyone else that happens to come by the house for that matter. He also steals their faces. We get flashbacks of the history of the house and the family that lived there. It seems that the goopy mummy dude, whose name is Leonard, was the illegitimate son of Treat Williams and his housekeeper. One day, after he showed some interest in his half-sister, whom he didn't even know he was related to, the mother of the household, the wife of the Treat Williams character, cuts his scalp with a bacteria-laden knife. The resulting infection ruined his facial features over time. Now this group is going to have to figure out how to stop Leonard before he tears through all of them. Unfortunately, there was nothing too special with this one. It was pretty standard supernatural killer slasher fare. The performances weren't terrible, and the effects were okay. But at the point where Leonard starts wearing people's faces, it looks very silly. I also really don't enjoy herky-jerky camera shots during action sequences, and this movie had a lot of those. There are plenty of other better movies to watch out there, so I would avoid this one.
Yes.
Leave ground spears in the ground where they belong. I rate Mask Maker a 5 out of 10. As always, a link to my Letterboxd appears in the video's description. Please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does boost my engagement and helps my channel grow. Smell you later, nerds.
People don't come back from the dead.